All right, Kim, take it away.
Okay. Well, it's great to see you all here. Hey, Reggie. Nice to see you here. Yeah, no, it's congratulations. We've completed our first full week of WildFit together, so that's really awesome. So many congratulations to everybody. And yeah, great to see you all here, bright and shiny for Monday, our second week. So yeah, today's really all about how you went over the buffer zone and incorporating the new Alkagizer, whether you tried it or not, and what sort of food experiments did you experience over the weekend, and what sort of dialogue was going on around there for you? How did the food devil actually talk you into trying some of those foods? So we'll just make a quick start. Well, let's start with the last one in, and that was Reggie. So Reggie. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was a bit of a roller coaster for me, because I really wanted to test. Of course, in the previous training we had, it was that I was trying to go back to old sins, let's say the old sins, and I tried it out with, and I even enhanced that. Even I even introduced Coke Zero into it. And so that's really, it's a long time ago I had that. And my little niece came over with her first boyfriend, and they drink. So he drank some Coke. So I thought I'll buy it for him, of course, but I bought way too many, so that I more or less knew that something was going to be left over, and I was drinking it. And Kim was my witness in a couple of things I was eating during that day on Saturday, and it was horrible because it was nice to eat, of course, but I had the conversation, and then after the first two bites, you get that feeling of that you already have enough, you're satisfied, but you keep eating, and it was so much. I went back to the pandan cake that we talked about. And so much sugar in there that within, now first everything is nice. You feel energized and you think, oh, lots of sugar inside of you, I think, and it was fine. But then after that, within, let's say, half an hour or something, I got very, very sleepy. And I fell asleep, something I never, totally drained all the energy out of me. And just to be sure of that, I did that a couple of times. We had some little Indonesian snacks like lumper and pastry stuff, and it was the same thing. It was dragging me down, and every time, and I tried it several times yesterday as well as on Saturday. Every time, the food angel was right. It was taking away my energy. I fell asleep too early. I didn't have any energy to do things. I prefer to stay down on the couch. I ate my dinner, but I didn't enjoy anything anymore. But especially the loss of energy was horrible, and especially connected to the food, because at some point you even could tell almost per minute or per 10 minutes or something what was going to happen. And it was it was easy to predict what was happening, and it happened all the times, every time, and the sensation of having it's not that rewarding as you think it, what you think at first. At first you think, oh, it's going to be such a nice experience, a nice first taste, and it's beautiful, nice and sugary. And well, it didn't bring that. And now, even now, at this moment, I feel bloated. I can feel my tummy bulged up.
Reggie, how long ago was it you had that pandan cake? Was it still within the same day, or was it the day before?
No, I started with the pandan, but then we had those little cakes like with buttercream stuff in it, and then we had snacks like a lumper, that's the rice roll with the chicken inside.
When was this? Yesterday or today?
No, it's all on Saturday, and
you still feel bloated now?
No, because I sort of did it very strictly, if you can speak of that. So I had a lot of extra wrong food in my system that it immediately makes me feel swelled up, and where I normally have a moment in the day where I can actually pull my stomach really far in, it's not going to happen anymore. And it's only of 2 days.
Yeah. So the reason why I asked is because there are
Yeah.
some foods out there that will make us feel bloated and uncomfortable even the day after we consume it. So that's the
Yes.
reason why I asked. And
Yeah.
Reggie, I'm very glad to hear you experimented all this. And let me ask you now, knowing what you know, having those foods, if let's say immediately after you eat that food, or actually no, let me put it this way. If you had your very first bite of that food, you will immediately feel all those after effects that you felt, bloated, stealing your energy. Would you still want the food?
No, that's exactly what was the prediction, and it's unexpected that, and I was just testing it, and it is true. It is, for me, that's totally true. I even said to Kim this morning, I think it was at some point, I was having another cake because I did that the last couple of days, and I looked at her and I said, "Can I stop, please?" But then I saw the video of Eric again, and he said, "You got to eat it." And then I thought, okay, then I will do. But it's not out of pleasure anymore now. It's really, it's almost like, it feels like punishment now if I'm eating all that sweet stuff. And or stuff with wheat in it, like, or rice in this case, around the chicken roll thing.
It's all good. Just
I'm
keep
cured.
Yeah, it's great. So you're doing exactly right. And the idea is just be aware of the feeling now that you really understand how these foods making you feel. And don't worry, you're not going to be having these food for the rest of the program. It's just for now. Okay. So really glad that I'm really glad that you are finally seeing the after effects of these foods. You said it really well. It doesn't actually taste as good as you thought it would be. Even Kim said it in last Friday's call as well. The pandan cake she had, like, it didn't really feel as good as she thought it would be. No. So great job. Thanks for sharing that. All right, Kim, back to you.
Yeah, no, that was a fantastic share, Reggie. Thanks so much for that. But as Eric says, you might have to try it another couple of times this week. You're not off the hook yet. Yeah. Okay. So, Cindy, how did you get on? What sort of a food experimenting were you doing? It looked from your post that you were doing pretty well. It looked pretty healthy what you were having.
Well, this past week I tried to have different types of food. So like I actually went out to buffet on Thursday night. I not special cravings, but I tried like, except like noodles I really want, or sushi. Other than that, other food I'm just trying out to remember how each food tastes like. So I don't think about it later down the road. But I was telling Wendy, like Friday night I couldn't make it, and because I had supposed to be like a cooking thing I was learning from my friend, and we're gonna make like home cooked dumplings. So but the dumpling skin, they ran out. So she's like, how about we make from scratch? Did you bao like the buns with the stuffings inside? I was like, oh, that would be great. Like, it's all homemade and I never learned. And it was fun. And then when I tasted it, didn't satisfy, because I had my heart set for dumplings for the entire week, because we said we're going to make dumplings and we couldn't have it. And then next day, even I had that huge bowl of beef noodle, I was quite full. Like I mentioned in the post that I was finishing it for the sake of just finishing the food. But around 5 or 6, that means like 2 or 3 hours after that meal, even though I'm not hungry, my craving for that dumpling kicks in. Like even I was still so full. So like I didn't fight it. So I went to make a bag and then I ate it, and it doesn't give me that, even the first taste, it didn't give me that kind of satisfaction I was looking for that entire week. How I used to eat dumplings, like, oh, it tastes so good kind of thing.
So what do you think the dumpling is connected to? Is it a memory that, like, did your mum used to make you dumplings? So it's that comfort that you're seeking?
So when we are actually making the bun skin from scratch, from the dough, actually reminded me of my dad used to make it at home when I was young. And it's always a family time. We all sit together and do it, because it's like a whole family project to start from scratch. And even now they're like lazy. Like, why don't we just buy the skin? Sometimes it's dumb to do it. I thought it was a good like quality time spending with my parents.
Yeah.
That's how I always like dumplings, even not making it, but eating it, it reminds me of family time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That sense of connection again, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an
But the,
interesting thought to
but
take,
it didn't
isn't
but it didn't meet my expectation. The
No.
end product,
Yeah.
it
I
it wasn't even the stuffing that I want.
You know,
Yeah.
Cindy, I suspect it's perhaps because during that time that you were making those dumplings or making the buns with your friends, perhaps there was an emotional needs that you were not able to satisfy from that activity. Maybe there wasn't enough connection or social connection or significance. These two are two of the main human emotions needs that we all need to fulfill. Somehow we all need to satisfy it. And very often we use food as a projection to fulfill that feelings. So I suspect the reason why you didn't feel that you satisfied from the dumplings is perhaps because of that. So I don't know how your activity went on Friday night, but clearly
It
go ahead.
it was fun. It was fun, but it just didn't meet the. Because probably I have my heart set for dumplings for the entire week, and at the end, even though I get to sort of the action was similar to making dumplings, but the taste wasn't the same, and I think to my head it's like I didn't have my dumplings, so I wanted dumplings again on Saturday.
Then
Yeah.
what about the activity itself? Like, did you like enjoy, like, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10 with spending time
actually
with your
enjoyed.
friends? Like, were you at a 10, level 10? Like, oh, it's amazing. I like,
It's 8, around 8.
see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The activity is like 8. But when I'm actually eating it, it's maybe a 3.
Oh, wow.
But did not hit the 10 scale for that activity and the food. That's another reason why perhaps you still want that dumpling, because perhaps you're still looking for that feeling of like family time, quality time. I'm suspecting. Would you agree?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe a way to manage that is putting in a call to your family and that sort of thing, and maybe that'll help replace that sort of that feeling. Yeah, that's a great share, Cindy. That's fantastic. Did you notice any physical effects? Like, did you feel sleepy after the dumplings? Because that would be a weak product, or bloating, or any of those sort of side effects?
So the Saturday after dumpling, I didn't enjoy the dumpling at all on Saturday when I finally reached for that dumpling.
Yeah.
But I cooked, so I don't want to, because I rewatched the Friday night that I missed, and I heard the common thing from like Reggie and Joey was like, we don't want to waste it. So it's common. Like same thing that for my beef noodles. So I didn't want to waste the dumpling, even though I'm not feeling for it. And then like it was almost very late at night when I have dinner again at 8 or 9 p.m. again. And I don't know why my head is like, actually I was not hungry at all on Saturday, but I didn't want to skip dinner because maybe I wasn't satisfied with my last meal, which is dumpling. So like, but then I went to bed pretty late because I ate kind of late, so I didn't want to go to bed that early. So it was just bad. It's just like a very vicious cycle. Like I eat late and then I try to stay up late to digest.
Yeah. So Cindy, let me ask you this. Did you get a chance to watch last Thursday's Eric's video about the 6 core human hunger?
Yeah.
Okay. So with the experiments that you have, or the experience that you had this week, which hunger do you think it was for your call to eat dumpling? Which one of the 6 do you think?
Probably emotional. Push. And I think at dinner time, even though I had a late lunch and an in-between snack of dumplings, for dinner, I think my insulin was pretty high up because of all the food consumption. So like at night, I'm just afraid I might be hungry again. Like
Mm.
like maybe it's like all stretched out. Well, the whole week was kind of stretched out because I tried to eat a lot of things. But I'm trying to watch it. But it seems like with the more water intake, I don't feel like I'm as hungry as before. Like it doesn't strike right away my hunger.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
the point. That is the point of why we.
I still feel hungry, but not like I need to eat now kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes. So what we're working on right now is now all of you understands the 6 core human hungers. We are actually working on week by week, working on neutralizing each of those hungers. So the first one we're dealing with right now is thirst. So by getting more hydration in, we are muting the thirst as a hunger, so we can work on your other hungers.
Mm-hmm.
So Cindy, you're doing exactly right. Like you feel like you're not as hungry or as snacky as before. It's because you fulfill one of the 6 core human hungers there.
Mm-hmm.
So good job. And you're right about it is emotional hunger from your calling to dumplings. As we can all hear it, right? All of you, can you all hear it? She keeps saying that I'm actually not that hungry anymore, but I still want a dumpling. Why is that, right? So it's very clear. And so let me ask you this, Cindy. If next time you feel like you want to have dumplings again, but you're actually not that hungry, what would you do instead to fulfill that emotional calling? All of us can also give her ideas too if she is struggling a little bit. But I want to start with you first, Cindy. What would be one thing that you can do? Kim actually mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, I like that idea of calling maybe somebody of your family.
I can. They're 12 hours different. They're in New York.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay.
Sure.
So
But how about?
Yeah.
But how about? Okay, so yeah, it may not be right away, right? Actually, yeah, we understand that if there's a time difference there, but
I'll write him an email.
usually,
Yeah.
that yes, yeah, Reggie, that's a good one. Or if that dumpling or if that like emotional calling come up again, what are some ways that you can do to connect with like your family? Perhaps see if you can like wait until an optimal time for both of you that you can call them again, say hello, or as Reggie said, write an email. Or what are the ways? Like look at old photographs maybe, or what are some ways do you think you can find that connection with family?
Yeah, well, if I can just jump in, sometimes Cindy, you're probably a better communicator with your family than I am, but if you haven't written an email to your mum for a while or an aunt or something like that, and I actually have worked out that I start getting the munchies and I will start reaching for food when I'm putting off writing one of those emails because it's been nagging and it nags and it nags and it nags. And it's just I think it's a procrastination tool as well. If I keep my hands busy, it might be putting food in my face, but it puts me, it delays that. So I've found if I actually do write the email, then that emotional hunger does kind of get satisfied, even though you're not necessarily getting a response straight away. Sort of takes whatever sort of emotional guilt you might have about writing those emails. So it's just a thought for the future.
I think one thing, that I can try. I actually this weekend I did call up my mom twice.
See?
Well, we were like, it was Mother's Day, but the day before I did call her up too. But then I think one surprise, not like to my unexpected reaction, was actually the activity of making that bun. Right, it's similar to the dumpling, and I was thinking that maybe I can in the future, instead of buying those pre-made dumplings, maybe I will do the action, then I will have better control of my ingredients in what I want to intake, but also probably can satisfy just the emotion of it as well. That can something to explore. Yeah.
That is a great idea. I fully support you to try it out.
Yeah, for sure.
What about the other guests in here?
Yeah.
I'm so interested in the curry and the hot milk. Savings.
It would be great if we can all meet like in one city at some point
That would be
together
nice.
and enjoy some like WildFit friendly meals together. That would be fun.
That'd be so much fun. So
Yeah.
much fun. Anyway, thank you so much, Cindy. That was an awesome share. Thank you. So Joey, how have you got on over the weekend? What sort of experimenting have you been doing, and what sort of dialogue have you been noticing around food?
Actually, I posted my experience, my struggle with.
Yeah.
Tell us again, please. Tell us again, please. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's frozen.
Sorry. Hello.
Oh,
No,
there
it's
you are.
okay. No worries.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we can
Yeah.
hear you now. Yeah, can you please tell us again your experience?
I had my breakfast just as what I had during Monday to Friday is noodles with egg and luncheon meat, and then plus a cup of milk tea. When I was eating all the things, I have no feeling at all. Just want to finish them, and that's all. Then after I finish it, 30 minutes later, I felt sleepy and lost my energy. Then I walk around at home, and then I just slept on the sofa for 1 hour. That's a bad experience.
There you are.
Wow.
I know.
That happens to you every day, pretty much.
just as well, yeah.
Wow.
Then I wasted half day doing nothing after the breakfast. And last night I had I went to McDonald's for dinner.
Yeah.
I just buy not combo. I just buy sausage McMuffin with egg. Then I take it home.
Yeah.
And made my own lemon water, a cup of lemon water. With it. That shouldn't.
Oops. Oh no.
Give her a minute. Hopefully she'll pop back in again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Are you, Joey? Or maybe we'll move across to Frank. Hey, Frank. How have you got on over the weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, Joey's back.
Well, I think Joey's back.
Okay, well, let her finish first. And thank you, Frank.
Yeah.
So, Joey, we last heard you from saying you went to McDonald's to get a sausage McMuffin, and then you make a lemon tea, and then
lemon water.
Lemon water, yes, and
it tastes really good because I haven't had it for months or even half a year, so it's very delicious for me. I have it bit by bit and enjoy that feeling that I lost for months. And after I finish it, the feeling is exactly what Reggie said. I feel my stomach swelling.
Oh, yeah.
It's about to explode. It makes me quite uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yes, because seems everything was stuck in my stomach.
Yeah.
It's that feeling.
Yeah. So you're saying you haven't had McDonald's for a month or so, but it's been pretty regular in your diet before then?
When I was still working in my last company, I used to have McDonald's with my colleagues as a kind of we like having the McDonald's with the coffee, and then chat happily. This emotional need maybe.
There you go. Yeah, I was just going to ask you what kind of need do you think that might be filling?
So this time it's just out of curiosity. Have I tried for several months? How will the feeling be?
Yeah.
It turned out I was really happy with it, and it tastes really good for me. But after feeling, it's not that good.
Not good. Not worth it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great observation, Joey. Yeah, thanks for sharing that.
So
Brilliant.
Joey, let me ask you
Yeah,
this then. Now, since you know how your breakfast, the noodles with spam and egg, as well as your sausage McMuffin, how they make you feel? Basically, they're both very they give you very similar after feeling, which you feel tired, you feel with the sausage McMuffin, you even feel bloated. So now, if I ask you, if you notice those feelings right away after you have your first bite on both of those foods, would you still want it?
Of the first bite.
Yes, because you know that the feelings that you have, it takes a while to have those feelings. Like, it's not like you eat one bite and you instantly feel bloated. Usually is you finish the whole sausage McMuffin, maybe 30 minutes or an hour later, then you start feeling very bloated, right? But now I'm asking you is, what if you had your very first bite of your sausage McMuffin and you immediately feel bloated, feel like uncomfortable in your stomach? Would you still want to eat it?
I think I'll finish half of it in order not to waste it.
I like your honesty.
I don't want to throw it away.
I like your honesty
Like,
there. I like
yeah.
your honesty there. Okay. So the idea is not wanting to waste food. That understanding. I think we all have that because I will tell you this. All of us have been given the idea of not wasting food. While this is true for the most part, but there are a lot of food out there, it's not really food. Meaning there are a lot of food out there that are not functional foods that is healthy for our body. And for those dysfunctional, unhealthy food, they're actually okay to be left behind. I just want all of you to get this idea in your head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Losing that mentality of having to finish the plate. If you can't control what's on the plate to start with, you have to get used to the fact that there'll be times when you just leave food behind or don't order it. Yeah. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Joey. Oh, Reggie?
Could I add to that?
Yes.
Because people are so afraid of wasting food, but if you do it this way and you stop eating, then I think that's the only time you really waste food, because the next time when you're going to eat the same stuff, you know already that you have to eat less of it or make a smaller portion if you make it yourself. So that wasting the food is only a temporary situation until you know exactly how much you need to have the satisfaction, and then you can stop and maybe even go halves on something with somebody else, and instead of the whole burger, you take half the burger or share it with somebody or something like that. So it's not necessarily always, because I always was the one who was eating everything, and still I did today. There was when those 2 snacks of Saturday were still left, then I ate them, because otherwise it's a waste. But in my tummy, it's causing a problem now, and I don't like it.
Yeah. Reggie put it really well. It's okay to waste food if the food is making us sick. Feeling bloated, feeling tired. These are all signs. These are all what the body is trying to communicate with us, that the food that you're putting in the body is not so great. That's why the body is protesting by feeling tired, by feeling really bloated.
Yeah. And I'd just add to that, Wendy, it's also about you've got to start putting yourself first. Instead of thinking of yourself as a waste bin for everybody else's leftovers, put yourself and your health first. It's time to be looking after that body. So that's something else.
My dad did, and it killed him.
Yeah.
My dad was always eating everything that was left over, and it finally killed him because he was way...
Yeah, Kim just put it in very beautifully. All of you, please rewatch this or remember or write it down, this quote that what Kim just said. We need to look after our body first. We're not a waste bin for everyone. Wait, what was it again? I cannot remember it.
Yeah.
But
I can't remember it now either. I'll have to look it back.
Put yourself first.
Yeah, put yourself first.
No.
Yeah, put yourself first, and don't be a waste bin for everybody else's leftovers.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love it. All right.
Alrighty.
Frank.
Okay, Frank, you're not getting off the hook. It's your turn now.
Story time. Story time.
How have you got on over
Yeah,
the
so
weekend, Frank? Yeah.
yeah, so I try to pay attention more to like, because I never pay attention to it, like what happened when I'm eating and after I'm eating. Yeah, so I noticed two things actually. One is actually I noticed it because as I was eating, I was watching the Eric's videos. They talk about this automatic eating thing, like you go on autopilot, just keep eating. And that was when I was eating, I hear like, oops, that's what I'm doing now. So like I'm at the point where I'm already full, but
Yeah.
I'm not really enjoying the things anymore. Like when I started, I kind of enjoy it. Then I don't, but I already full. I don't enjoy it anymore. But I keep eating anyway, just going through the motion. And I realized that okay, I'm doing this is the habit. So I think as a kid, we were trained to be disciplined. We're supposed to finish our food whether we like it or not.
There we go.
So, and we are not allowed to leave the table and do other things before we finish the meals. And so that was what I'm doing. Like, so I will finish it, like, and just going through the motion so I can finish it quickly, and then I can go do something else. So yeah, that's the first thing I noticed. Like I think like I cannot tell when I'm full or not because I've always finished the food. I think so. It's very similar to what other people are saying. Like we just have this habit of having to finish the food.
Yeah.
Especially like if somebody else prepared the food, then we don't control the volume of it. So in my case, like every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I have an IE come and help prepare my food. And I don't know what he prepared and how much.
Yeah.
Right. So unless I give him a specific instruction, sometimes it's too much, and I will finish. But just because of habit.
Yeah.
And the second thing that I start noticing, and I didn't notice it before because during at noon, I usually have this habit of taking a nap. Right? Even in the office, I will take a nap on my table, like half an hour. So obviously I was sleepy after I take the meals. And evening, like I often like half an hour, 1 hour actually after meals, I usually do some exercise.
Okay.
But like I noticed now, like the past few days, if I don't do exercise, I will feel very sleepy. In fact, like just before we start this call, I was taking a nap. So I thought initially that was because I'm just old, like this is like middle age syndrome. But I realized this probably have something to do with the food. Like maybe it's just because I'm eating maybe too much. And but I didn't notice it before because of this nap habit and because that is just late during the day and say, okay, maybe it's just late, like, and I'm old, so I feel sleepy. So
less of the old. You don't look that much different to me. So less of the old, Frank.
Okay.
I was going to ask, what are you eating at lunch?
Yeah?
What? Sorry, Frank. What are you having for lunch? And yeah, what does that consist of?
Yeah, so I mean, in the past, like because I don't know how to cook, so I just let the IE cook whatever she know how to cook. But like the past couple of months, because I tried to eat healthy, I asked the IE to cook like 2 chicken thigh and 1 vegetables, whatever vegetables that she chose. Yeah. So that was I'm eating. But but of course 2 chicken thighs is actually quite a lot of chicken. So again, I usually I cannot finish it now because it's a bit too much. But I still finish the vegetables.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
But I finish at least 1 chicken thigh and a bit more than that.
Yeah. There's no noodles mixed in there by any chance?
During so on the other day, like if I have an extra chicken, then I will make a noodle on my own and put that chicken in. So it gets kind of like the Indonesian chicken noodle thing.
Right. Yeah. I don't know, was it today? I think in today's video, Eric started talking about a little bit about mono meals. And you can very often get a really bad energy dip when you're combining your protein and something like noodles, your carbohydrates. And those two can really fight against each other and give you that big energy dip, leading to you needing to have a nap. So yeah, I was just kind of curious to see whether there was a pattern there, because that's something that we're going to address as we get further into the program is the idea of having mono meals, where you're having, say, like you'd have your chicken pie and vegetables, or then you'd have, and that would be one meal. And on another day, you'd have vegetables and the noodles. But yeah, mixing all three together can really dip your energy. So yeah, it's an interesting observation. But great share. Thanks so much, Frank. And have you had a go at the Alkagizer over the weekend? Or how did you try it?
Yeah,
Or was today your first day?
Well, actually, I found out I don't have I have a small juicer, but not really like a blender. So I order one, I think it will arrive tomorrow. So I try to make one using like the food processor thing.
Yeah.
So it doesn't come out like a juice, it comes out like a puree or something. It's really difficult to drink. Yeah. It's surprisingly not so bad. I think because I put some apple and some some other fruit in there, I think. So it was okay, but it's just like it's quite thick thing. Maybe
Did
I
you
don't
add
use
water?
proper,
Frank, did you add
equipment.
water in it?
Yeah, I add some water, but because the food processor is quite small, I cannot put too much things in it. Because when you put like this celery and stuff, it's already full.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. But you didn't find it too bitter? You got into it okay?
Well, not with I think with the apple, and I put like half a pear in it too, so it tastes. Well, the first time I tasted, actually it's not good.
Yeah.
Then I leave it overnight and I tried again in the morning. It was kind of okay.
Yeah.
It's normal. Usually the first time we tried the Alkagizer, for a lot of us, it tastes kind of strange. I remember my first time I had my first bite and I was like, oh, what is this? Trust me, you are going to like it, because as we are going further in the program, all of our taste buds will change. And some of the tastes that you didn't have before, you suddenly will taste more. So hanging in there. For now, you're doing it fine, and you're getting a new tool coming soon, so you can have perhaps a change of the tool will help you enjoy the Alkagizer more.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that it wasn't so bitter as everybody speaks about. And I did you call it a prime?
Yeah, a prime.
Without the fruit, and I had 2 glasses, and I must say I really liked it actually. There's some you can, but I think Kim said that the last time, that the herbs are your friends and your spices are your friends, and it actually is. Mine had some added Tabasco to it and some pepper and stuff like that. And then I think it was I don't know if it was right, Kim, or not, but it made it really taste nice, and not so bitter. But I drink a lot of black coffee myself so maybe that's why I'm used to the bitterness of it. But it was quite nice. I didn't want to fiddle around with fruit in it and stuff like that, because I already had the fruit separate before that.
Yeah.
But it's not bad. It's not certainly not bad.
No, that's good.
That's a good mixer. You need a good blender. That's true.
I hope, Frank, you've got a good blender coming. So
hopefully,
really fluffy.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, well, I did want to just touch on, because Frank, you'd sort of mentioned on Friday about, what is the serving of fruit. So I even prepared a prop.
Yay!
So that would be, it's a bowl. If you think of your hand, if you're grabbing a bunch of grapes, that bowl sits nicely.
A bit higher, Kim. A bit higher.
Yeah, the
higher?
camera.
Yeah. So yeah, a small bowl that fits in your hand, and that's a handful of strawberries in there. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8 strawberries in there. It's a good sort of indicator. So Frank, if you can't stuff a whole pineapple in there, but that would be a good indication for you.
Well, technically, there's no limit on fruits this week. No. Right, Kim? I don't think so. Yeah. So Frank, you can have a whole pineapple if you like.
Yeah. But you get several, that would be considered several servings. That would be
fit in the blender only.
But let us know how you feel after a few fruits and also a pineapple. I'll be curious to know how you feel after that.
Nice, it's nice.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit of a sugar rush.
It's quite filling, actually.
Very filling. Okay, good.
No, I tried this morning, like so. Yeah, after that, I think I don't think I can eat breakfast anymore. But I ate it anyway.
Okay.
You managed to get breakfast in as well? Yeah, because that's something I found once I'd eaten, a big bowl of fruit, and then had my alkagizer. I was pretty much set up until midday. So yeah, I did sort of skip or move up my breakfast routine till about midday. I kind of know. I know there was a post from someone that had found the alkagizer too bitter, and even though they'd taken out the spinach and that sort of thing. Is there anyone that's here now that had that experience?
Not me.
And there's one thing in the alkagizer that you can't take out. I understand if you're having problems with it, but I'm talking about the dark leafy green, the spinach. It's kind of one of those super nutrients that it's a non-negotiable really in the alkagizer, even in your mild form. But I can understand you might have to work up for it through the week, your quantity of it, because it is very bitter. And there's a little hack that Eric touched on, and that was the SAM cubes. And that's pre-making all the green bits and freezing them down and putting them in. My only issue with that is that I would suggest that you actually buy bio-organic spinach cubes, not the one that's a la creme, I hasten to add, just the bio spinach on its own. And 2 of those little pellets in your alkagizer, it takes out a lot of work. It's also slightly less bitter to the taste. So then you can add on your other bits and pieces. You can change out the cucumber and, you can change out the cucumber and celery. I've heard, through various forums that's largely added for water content. So, but really you need to keep the avocado and the spinach in there for the nutrient contents. And that's what it's all about, is putting good stuff in and not taking bad stuff out at this stage. So really, I would urge you to keep up with the spinach.
So so yesterday and today I don't have celery, but I happen to have kale at home, so I use kale.
Perfect.
But I don't have as well. But would kale be able to substitute spinach?
Yes.
Okay.
You can for the mild. Yeah.
Okay. Because I went to look for organic spinach. It's not around that much since I was buying. Well, actually, it was a struggle for me. I did go to the grocery again today. Since I will be eating this raw, that's why I want to look for more organic stuff. So I sort of pay attention to the origins of the place. And sometimes it's kind of hard in Hong Kong, or you pay a lot for those kind of imported organic products.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Cindy, I want to add, I recently discovered there are some independent organic stores in Hong Kong that are just not the supermarket chains here. And I found, I think one is called Elements. If you look online, Elements, they're independent. Yeah, and also sometimes there are just all these like one-off, smaller mom and pop organic stores. And their foods are usually, they can be cheaper if it is like locally sourced, like from Hong Kong, cheaper than the ones in the supermarket. For instance, I found like half a kilo of spinach for about $15 Hong Kong dollars versus like in the supermarket, it's like
$40
or 30, right? 30 Hong Kong. So it can be
quite
like
expensive.
Yeah, so it could be cheaper if you can find those independent ones.
I think because the alternative I was thinking about was those pre-washed salad that they sell, like a little packet one. Since those are pre-washed and you're supposed to eat salad raw, then that might be my alternative if I couldn't find organic food.
I use those as well. So
and because I just it's just in Hong Kong, it just be a little bit selective in terms of raw consumption.
I just wanted you to know that it is out there, so just have to look for it. Sorry, Kim, you were going to say something.
Yeah, that's terrific. You got good local knowledge there.
Yeah.
I would say that the sort of another one of the WildFit mantras is eat the best that you've got available. And so in that instance, looking in the frozen food section, looking at the organic frozen spinach, frozen vegetables in there is a really good thing. And I just put up an article in the Facebook group just outlining the fact that sometimes the frozen version can have more nutrients than the fresh, especially in the likes of those rinse salads that you get in the bags. Sometimes by the time they get on your shelves and that sort of thing, they can have been 5 days away from being picked. And in that case, I would really suggest the bio-organic frozen spinach would be a really good option for you there. Yeah.
Wow, that's really good to know. I look forward to reading that article. I did not know about that, so that's good to know. Thanks for sharing, Kim.
Yeah, no worries. I'm pretty much coming to a close, but I'm just adding a thought again. You know, your spice cupboards, fresh mint, if you like sort of a mojito flavor, ginger, lemongrass, they can all be blended up into your alkagizer and they make it really lovely and fresh. And fresh basil, if you're using strawberries in your alkagizer this week, a bit of fresh basil is a lovely accompaniment to it. So, yeah. That's just a few tips for you there. So
yeah. Joey, how's your alkagizer experience?
I tried it for 2 days, and my feeling is that I feel less sleepy after meal and have more energy for work throughout the day. And today I looked at my belly is a little flattened.
Already? Wow.
Wow. What a
That is really good to hear. See how important it is to get good nutrients. See how important it is to get good nutrients in our body. You already feel a difference just by 2 days.
Though my alkagizer I lost the right mixes, as Kim said. I just put it at home. I don't have the spinach or avocado inside. But still, I think it works.
That's great.
My body weight doesn't change. It's the same by my body weight, but I can find the feeling is more energy to work. And
that's good.
Its feeling is lighter.
Okay, so Cindy will come back to you soon. I saw you want to ask a question. So Joey, I want you, and actually it applies to all of us here, please let go of weighing the scale this week and going forward. First of all, have you all done your measurements and photos? Yes? Raise your hand if you have.
Yes.
I was in the middle of it, but then an old colleague of mine passed by, so I had to be
okay. All right. Well, I trust Kim will help you on that. Okay. But okay, good to know that all of you have done it. All of you have done your measurements and photos, right? Okay. Now you're done with the measurements and photos, except for Reggie. Please let go of the scale for now.
Okay.
Don't weight yourself every single day, because A, it's not necessary because you've already done your measurements. You know how much you weigh by now. And B, for some of us who tends to be more anxious, if we keep looking at the scale and the scale is not moving, that actually will add anxiety in our body. And that in turn would prevent us releasing weight. So I'm telling you now already, if some of us have weight loss goals, let go of the scale for now. We will get you to look at your measurements in the middle of the program. So from now till the middle of the program, don't weight yourself. Don't even look at the scale. Can you all promise me to do that, please? If yes, please raise your hand.
Oh, good one, Reggie.
Great. Okay. Cindy, what do you think? Tell me what is it in your mind right now that is not letting you to do that? Let go of it.
Generally, I weigh myself every morning. Sometimes I even know how much I weigh before I get on that weight, based on what I ate
Yes.
Or, and I'm pretty accurate about it. And it's to prove that sometimes give me, because I generally believe the morning weight is a pure weight because all the digestion, you sort of fasted over, oversleeping. And it just remind me don't eat that much that day. If it does, it sort of slightly went up.
Okay.
Or be
But,
careful of the food.
sure. Okay. Let me ask you this. And with this strategy you have in your in place right now, that you know how much you weigh before you get on the scale, and then you know that number, and then next you'll be like, okay, I don't think I should eat that much anymore because the scale has gone one way or the other. How long has this practice been going on with you?
For many years.
Okay. All right. Then how has this helped you achieving your ideal health and weight?
I don't know, because I remember there was a time that, you know what, I only need to weigh myself once a week at the same time, same day kind of thing. And then I got loose, and then all of a sudden I came to the weight and my weight went straight up, that I'm letting myself go. That's like, I was like, sorry, but it's like, oh shit, like I need to, keep track of myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is this strategy you have in place works sometimes, but at the same time, it also does not work because it's kind of yo-yo. It goes back and forth, right? Okay. So it doesn't sound like this strategy is very effective. Would you agree?
I agree. I mean, it's just a little tick, like
Yes.
a reminder. I don't think it's working because I'm gaining weight as well.
See? You just said it. You agree that it's not working. So in WildFit, we are doing new things that will be more effective. And one way to do things more effective is we have to let go of our habits, of our old habits that actually doesn't even work, because you admitted yourself just now. You're saying that it doesn't work, like I gain weight. So because of all this, can we agree to just try out the WildFit way and see how it goes? I mean, it's only in the middle of the program you're gonna weight yourself again. And I mean, we're in week 2. That means we have to weight ourselves in what, week 6,
week
right?
5.
Yeah,
week 5 or week 6. So that's just like, okay, it's just like 3-4 weeks. Like, can we try to let go of the scale for 3-4 weeks?
All right, I will have my scale and
Yes.
to read.
Take the batteries out.
Yes, that great strategy, Reggie. I like that. That's another way too.
Yeah.
Maybe I just need to take out the battery and just get on the scale to get my mind over it, but not weighting myself.
If that will help you, go for it. But I would just generally say, just really let go of it for now.
But it's difficult. It's difficult because it's about confirmation. You want to have confirmation of the fact that you're actually on the right track. And but for me, and I have to promise that to Kim, because usually I'm almost every day on the bloody scale. And no, but I won't do it because I already said before to Kim and to you, I think as well, all of you, that it's not about weight anymore. It's much more about health. And I want to be healthy, and I want to stay healthy and turn 100 in good health. And that's what it's about. So the weight doesn't matter. If I weigh 500 kilos and I look like a slim boy, then it's fine with me too. That won't happen, of course.
Yes. And here's, Reggie, thank you for sharing that. And also, I want to mention that to all of you, our weight is just one index of our overall health. And it's not even the most important one, because there are so many other index that we have to account for to consider as a healthy status. So for instance, like body fat percentage, that's also another important indicator. And with weight, why is it not so important? Because as we boost our nutrients going forward, you may experience that you have gained weight, but you may have lost interest. The reason why is because as we get more nutrients in our body, we might get more bone density, we'll gain more muscles, and all these are weights. And at the same time, we may release weight, we'll release fats. And let's say like for 1 kilogram of fats versus a kilogram of muscles, they don't even look the same. They don't even weigh the same. So we cannot really put in the idea of, oh, I lost like X amount of pounds, or I should say, I didn't lose X amount of pounds, but I actually look slimmer because my body composition has changed. So this could happen too. That's another reason why I'm telling all of you right now to let go of the scale for now. We will go back to it, just not every single day. And since it does not help you, if you have weight loss as one of your health goals coming into WildFit. Okay?
Okay.
Tried it out. Great. Okay.
Yeah. Well, Wendy, I was just with the scale thing, just to finish off that subject. It's once again what you'd already mentioned, Wendy, was you get on the scale, you're expecting a number, the number's not there, you get disappointed, sends cortisol into your system, stress hormone, then you're not going to release weight. So that gets you more downhearted. So yeah, please just try and put the scales away, because Eric's already said that for some people you might see an increase in weight. So not to set yourself up with that kind of disappointment.
And it is still fine if people are gaining weight at this point of the program. It's expected. So don't think that something is wrong, or you are not doing you're doing the program incorrectly. It is correct too. And another reason why we should just relax about it. You know what? I have an idea. So for some of you who like really want to check the scale, or like really nervous about it, when we're really nervous about your weight, if that idea pops up in your head, please do the 5-5-5 breathing exercise.
Yeah.
Please, please, please. Because we really need all of you to feel more relaxed, calm, and centered during this program. Again, it will help with weight loss if that's one of your goals.
Yeah. So just finishing off with what the rules for this week is: the 5-5-5 breathing, drinking your 6 to 8 glasses of water each day. Now you're adding in your Alka-Geyser mild, 2 to 3 servings of fruit on an empty stomach, and really increasing those veggies for your evening meal and your lunchtime. That's really important. Have I missed anything, Wendy?
No, I think that's about it. And I guess one last thing that I want to mention is all of you, as you will be, I'm guessing you probably will be making more trips to the supermarket or grocery stores. I want all of you to start paying attention to the wrapping of some of the foods on the shelves. So like, what color are those, and how are they advertising? What do they put in their advertising? Also, another fun exercise would for you to observe is notice what other people put in their baskets when it comes to their food choices. Not making any judgments, just observing what people do. I started doing it recently, and I find it quite fascinating. That's all I have to say.
Oh, fantastic work, everyone. Yeah, you're all doing a great job. Great job. Yeah. Thank you all.
Yep. Any questions or thoughts? Would you all want to chat among yourself, actually? Kim and I are happy to like turn our camera off and let you all chat among yourself. Would you like to do that?
I got other stuff to do.
Okay, that's fine. Just wondering.
I have to take my measurements now.
Oh, okay. Good. I'm glad to hear that. All right.
And a million other things, yeah.
Okay.
It was great seeing you all again.
I need to go make my smoothie for tomorrow morning.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
That's good.
Yeah. All right. In that case, we will wrap this up, and we will see each other again on Wednesday at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good to see you all.
Good to see you all too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you Wednesday.